Hi, everybody. This is Saad for the Saad Truth. One of the important metrics that marketers are interested in studying and quantifying is brand loyalty. So, for example, if you are a drinker of beer, and if I, as a marketer, wish to try to understand your beer purchasing pattern, I might look at your 20 next beer purchases to see how often are you to purchase a particular brand of beer. So, for example, let's say that on each of the 20 occasions you purchase the exact same beer, X, well, then you're obviously as brand loyal as can be. On the other hand, you might be someone who engages in a lot of variety seeking. You like to try new foods, new drinks, and so you might try 5 different beers, and so then we can quantify your brand loyalty. So there are different ways to measure brand loyalty, but the general idea is that that's something that marketers certainly wish to know. Now, we can push this discussion a bit further by looking at whether brand loyalty is something that is part of your dispositional traits. In other words, is it part of your personality? Some of us are very risk averse. Once we find the product that we like, we stick to it, versus others who prefer to search for new experiences. And so in that sense, they might be much more likely to score highly on variety seeking. And so one of the issues that then you want to explore is whether brand loyalty is something that is situationally determined or whether it is part of your inherent dispositional profile. A third issue that we can examine is what is known as intergenerational brand loyalty. So, for example, if your grandparents voted for Republicans, does that mean that your parents would have voted for Republicans? Does that mean that you're likely to vote for Republicans? So that would be in the context of choosing political parties. But you could apply it to anything. If your grandparents were Ford purchasers, does that mean that that Ford preference then gets transferred downstream to future generations? And all this, by the way, I've discussed in an article that I wrote in Psychology Today, which I've provided you with the link at the bottom of this clip. And I also discussed it in Chapter 8 of The Consuming Instinct. Now, if I were to ask you, having given you this very quick summary of brand loyalty, which product do you think engenders the greatest amount of brand loyalty? So think about it for a second. Is it beer? Is it cars? Is it vacation spots? What is it? Is it durable goods? Is it non-durable goods? Well, it's religion. So if you think about religion, it's really quite astonishing, right? Because the place where you're born, I mean, if you're born in Saudi Arabia, you're very unlikely to switch out of your Islamic faith and become a Scientologist. If you are born into a Hasidic family, so these are Orthodox Jews, you're unlikely to become a Seventh-day Adventist. If you're born into a Hindu family, you're unlikely to become a Shia Muslim. And so the idea is that the accident of which family you're born into pretty much ends up predicting the one true religion that explains your existence. Of course, there happens to be 10,000 true religions, as I discussed in one of my earlier YouTube clips. So religion basically is the product, if you'd like, that is probably the one that yields the greatest amount of intergenerational brand loyalty. Whatever faith your grandparents had is the one that your parents have, is the one that you are likely to have. There's actually a study that I recently uncovered, published in 2010. I've included the link to it at the bottom of this clip, that looked at religious conversions across 40 nations. And not surprisingly, the conversion rates are quite low, in the order of about 5% when you look at across different countries and different data sets. And this is only looking at typically countries that have quite a bit of religious pluralism. Now, if you go to countries where religious pluralism is almost non-existent, then you can bet that the conversion rates will be much lower than 5%. So there you have it. There is nothing that is more likely to engender brand loyalty than religion. Should get us to all stop and ponder about the whole idea of religion and its veracity in explaining the world. Please subscribe, tell your friends about it. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Ciao.